Hello everybody and welcome back, it's Sarah here. Today I'm going to start a series and it's going to be basically making supplies for journals, and we're going to do different things every week from our own stash. We're not going to have to buy anything. We're even going to be using up papers that we don't like, and instead of just them staying there forever in a drawer and never being used, we're gonna get rid of those, and hopefully you'll be joining in with me to do some of these, because they won't need a lot of equipment. So if you are new, you'll need some glue and scissors, or a trimmer if you've got one, some cardstock, maybe some book pages, but they certainly don't have to be vintage books or anything like that. If it's for your own personal use, then you can take any book and coffee stain it, or tea stain it, or any other stain, and make it look vintage. So that's what I'm planning to do. So it's a new series, and it'll be hopefully one every week. Obviously life dictating, but that's what I'm hoping to do. And it's going to be pockets, tags, even pages for your journals, something a bit different, and not just tea and coffee staining. We can do that as well, but it's not just going to be that. So hopefully there's going to be some other ideas on what we can do. So today I thought about doing a pocket, and it's a pocket that can be done 3 ways really. So we're going to do that today. So if I just bring in my start of one. So I'm actually halfway through making a journal, and this is why I came up with this idea of doing this series. So most of the time, I know sometimes it's cover dependent, so what size cover we've got makes us realise what size papers and things we're going to use, but I know for me that generally they're all round about the same sort of size and shape. So bearing that in mind, you can pretty much make ahead of time pockets and envelopes and all sorts of things that will pretty much fit any journal size that you make, unless you're making the really little mini ones, or you know, you've got a humongous one that you're doing. But the beauty of journals is pages and things can all be different sizes. It's not all uniform, which is lovely. So this one is for a particular journal that I'm making, but to be honest, I think it would fit in pretty much any journal size that you're making. Oh, I have a visitor. The cat has decided to come and pay a visit. She does this. She likes to sleep on the windowsill. She's saying hello. This is Sophie. And she's now going to settle on my desk, and I won't be able to get anything done. So bear with me 1 second. I will get her settled and I'll be right back. Hello guys, I am back. So Sophie is now laid on the desk next to me, watching everything, making sure I'm doing everything right. And but at least she's not on the craft mat. So yes, back to where I was. This is for a particular journal, but it can be changed to fit any size journal. It's so simple. I'll give you the measurements of this one. because I've cut it down, and oh my word, I'm going to need my glasses. So I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 9.5, 9.5 I think, but it doesn't matter what size paper it is. So I just took a piece of paper, and I quite like this print to go in the type of journal that I'm doing, but I do not like this side of it at all. It doesn't go with anything, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. So I just took a piece of cardstock from my pad that I've got, and all I did was I folded it in half, and then I folded up how deep I wanted some pockets, and then I just cut those pockets, up that score line to separate the pockets, and then I turn them this way because this is the side that I want to see. This we will cover. Now this I was literally going to put in the middle of the journal, and then once it was sewn in, glue this side and the bottom, and it would be a big pocket for a large tag, piece of ephemera, or whatever you want to do. But you sew it in first and then close it up, and it will be in the centre. Let me get a book page or a book or something so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've just got a book page here, so imagine this is like a whole journal. So it would, when we sew it in, it would be sewed in open, and then once that was sewn in, it's closed, it's glued along this side and the bottom, and then it's independent page, but it's also a pocket. So that was the idea. And then I thought, well, it doesn't have to be a pocket, it can be part of a page with a pocket. So you could in fact leave this open, but we're going to cover this, so you could leave it open. And then I thought, well, you could do it as a flip, and so that would be another thing. If you didn't want it in the centre, then you could use it as a flip and put it anywhere you wanted, and so you could make these ahead of time, glue them up, and then use them as just a flip, and you wouldn't have to worry. So we're going to do that today. We're going to do 3 of those, so, and they're going to be so easy. Like I said, this one particular one's a particular journal, but I'm going to do 2 more so you can actually see what we're talking about. So, like I said, a piece of paper, 9 by 9.5, I think that was, wasn't it? And then you just take however deep you want your pockets. In fact, what we'll do is I will grab another sheet of paper that I like and dislike while I'm here. Right, let's grab that one. So we'll start from the beginning. Okay, so all I did was I took this. Now I like this, but I don't know when I'm going to use a paper that's got umbrellas on it. So that's not something that I would use. So we know this is 12 by 12. take my scoreboard, and I'm not going to cut this down because we can make the mini size like I said. So we want to score at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't got my glasses on. This is why I'm counting everything, because I'm not actually, I can't read what it says. Okay, so we've scored that at 6. And then I'm going to turn it sideways and pretty much just decide how deep I want pockets. So I think pockets of about 2 inches are always good. So I'm going to do 2.5, I think. So I'm scoring it at 9.5 inches. So 9.5 inches. There we go. So we've got this and this, and when you fold it, it's like this. But because this is a little bit, we want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm literally just cutting up to that score line just to get rid. I really should have my glasses on. Right. So that now we've got 2 independent pockets. Okay, and it just cuts out the bulk. Now, like I said, we're not going to be seeing this red paper because it clearly doesn't go with that. Now then, that is quite big. As you can see, I think that's how I started it out, and then I just put that in my journal and just cut it down to size. So that is what you would do. So you can, now I think that's a bit big. It's 6 by 9.5, isn't it? So I think that could come down a way. So I'm going to get my little guillotine and I'm going to make that a bit smaller, and I'm just eyeballing it really. Take that down, and then obviously make sure it's this side you're cutting. I think we can make that a bit narrower. Like, so there we go. Move that out of the way. So yeah, this is a nice size now, and we can use these for other things. So this isn't going to be wasted, we can use it for other things. So I kind of like that size. So let's crack on. Where have I put my paper that I was going to use? It's lost. Maybe the cat is sat on it, quite possibly, because she sat on everything else. Here it is. Right, so I've just got some book pages here. Sophie, I can't stroke you now. So what we're going to do is, now if you're planning on having this completely closed up, you do not need to cover the whole thing. So we can just get some book page and I'll glue. Where is the glue? Honestly, there it is. Put it away. So I'm gonna just tear that in half. And I'm going to get my scissors. No, I'm not. I'm going to get my trimmer again. And I'm going to just have the right and the right way up. I'm just going to take off one edge and see what we're up against. So let's find the middle. Yeah, so I can take off this bit as well. Oops. Set it up the right way and we can decide what we want. Well, I think I probably just want words. So I should get this out of the way now, really. Oh, get glue all over it, and that won't be any good, will it? So, which side do I prefer? It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to just get some glue stick on here. Like I say, we don't need a huge amount, no one's going to see it. It's more just, you know. And I'm going to find there, glue that down, and then I'm going to cut off, or tear off actually, I think, about that much. That's all we need. Glue this bit down. And we'll do the same for the other side. And I'm not going to go all the way to the top of the paper simply because I'm going to trim it off. But I'll go all the way down to the edge. Like so. And then I'm just going to line that up in the centre there. Stick that down, put the lid on my glue for a second. And then if I could find my large scissors, which have completely disappeared, so I'm going to just cut along the edge here. Oops. If I could see, it would be helpful. And then just down this side. Honestly, my eyesight is shocking. And again, down this side. we go. So, and the reason we've done that is so that when we put a thumb notch in it, you won't have that paper showing. And that's better. So you won't have that paper showing, and we can put a thumb notch in there now, and you'll just have book page and not red umbrellas. Not red umbrellas, red with umbrellas. And we're going to do the same for these two bits here now. So I'm going to just pull that out. And I take, if you want to glue something, it helps if you take the lid off the glue, I find. So I'm just going to go along here, glue this up. Like so. And I'm going to just cut there, turn it over, and then, no, get the words the right way up. Yes, that is the right way up. Stick that down. There's no measuring, there's nothing. You haven't got to worry about. And we'll trim this. That. Ooh. See, I really need my glasses, but of course they are downstairs. Oh, are they? No, I think no, they're up here. I'm going to have to grab them because this will be a very difficult video for all of us if I don't. So we've now got that covered in book page, and we're going to do the same to this side. Just open that up, and we'll just glue here. So I'm just going to turn it over, make sure that's up the right way, and I'm going to stick that on there. Like so. And trim this off like that. I'll trim that a bit better. That's a bit better. And this bit. Honestly, I really need to get my glasses to trim this off a bit better. Oh, I got that. Right. There we go. Oops, and then just down here. And we are trimmed and done. So we now have the 2 pockets. This bit will be glued shut, so we won't see that, but this is now ready to have a thumb hole. Could do with a little bit of glue in there. Sometimes glue stick is a little bit hit and miss, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down there, and then I know that that is definitely stuck down, like so. So my punch is here, so I'm just going to put just a little notch. It looks roughly halfway, and we've got a little thumb notch now. That is still not quite right. That's better. So we've got a little thumb notch there. Going to ink this up, and then I'm going to glue these down and these down, so these are the actual pockets. So where is my sponge? And is that the one? Let's have a look. So a little bit of ink. Doesn't have to be tons of ink, but just a little definition. Is a good thing. This side we're doing, aren't we? And I'm not putting a lot of ink on there. Just a little fraction of it, really. And just along here. Okay, that will do. And I'm going to glue these sides. Just a little bit on there. And one there. Oops. And then this side. Press that down. And we have our pockets there. So like I say, I would now leave that with the other one. Lids on all the glues, otherwise there is going to be a glue disaster. That one, oh, got elastic band stuff for that. Bring that back down. So where's my original one? Lost it. Of course I have. No, there it is. Right. So you can see this one I've made smaller than that one. This one I am going to stuck together. I am going to glue up, so you can see that that is now ready made to use as a pocket. So I'm going to get my glue and I'm just going to do down the side and along here. Off a bit there. Turn that over. Yes, I thought I'd gone a bit mad there. And we're just going to glue that down. Okay, so we have now got our complete pocket. No sign of the umbrellas, and a page from our mini pads used up. So that is the one. This one I would do the same thing, and I would put the book page on here and halfway in here and leave this one open, ready to sew in. So that's the second way of using it. So this you could then glue in, not glue in, you could then just pop a paper clip, whoops, and clip that in to your journal anywhere so it can be removed and taken out, and you've got a pocket both sides. Have I got a tag to hand? No, but I've got these that we did. So you've got a pocket there, and a pocket here. And then you can literally just paper clip that into your journal, and that's done. And you can make that any size with any scrap of paper that you have. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So that's one. This is two. This is the one I would leave open so I can sew in, and then I would glue it shut. And then the third idea I had was to make one. Let me get another piece of paper, and I'll use a different paper pack this time. See what I've got in here. See what we like and what we don't like. I do like that one. I do like that. Ooh, that one. So again, I'm going to get my scoreboard. Here are my scissors. And I'm going to score. Do you know, I have to get my glasses. Bear with me, guys. 1 second. glasses. Oh. Right, now that makes a world of difference. I can actually see. So we're scoring at 6 again. And we're turning it. And I'm scoring at 10 this time. Okay. Get rid of this. And we're going to do what we did before. Do you know, everything goes missing. I don't even know how. I have a feeling Sophie's actually laying on it. My bone folder, could be wrong. And then we find this score line. And I'm just going to burnish those down. Just again, we're going to cut just a sliver up to that score line. To separate those, I'm just going to take that bit off there. Right, and again, we're liking the roses, we're not liking these stripes or whatever they are. Well, I'm not liking them anyway. So you know, how is that not straight? Right. So, again, I'm going to cut this down. Under there, and I'm going to cut that. Now, all I'm looking at is the difference, what's left between the top of the pocket and what will be the top of the big pocket, and how much of this I want to see. So, and like I said, I'm eyeballing this, I'm not measuring at all. That's not straight. Let's turn that around. That's better. Just a slither off. That is better. And I think we're doing it this way. Make sure your open side is this way. And I think I want a taller, thinner one this time. So I'm holding that. And just cutting that in half, and I like that size. Again, keep hold of this. These we're going to use in another video. And then what we're going to do is we will cover again these with book pages. Let me move that out of the way. Or we could use music sheets this time, actually. I actually think music would look better than book page with this particular paper. I've got a bit there. that was... I'm going to find some different music sheet. Bear with me, guys. I like that, and I want to keep that more as a whole. So, bear with me. I'll be right back. Right, guys, I'm back. And what I'm going to do for this one is, which I completely forgot, is I'm going to cover this entire side in this music paper, and I will show you what we're going to do. So it's up to you whether you do this bit first and then trim off, and then do these bits, because obviously if you do the whole lot and then turn that up, then this is going to be upside down. So if that bothers you, then do it in 2 parts. Do this bit first, trim it, turn it over, and then do these bits. So I'm not worried, because I would decorate the pockets anyway. So I am literally just going to make sure that I have this up the right way. I do. And I'm just going to glue this whole thing on. So I'm going to get my glue, and I'm literally just going to glue this all the way down, as close to the edge as I can get it. It's not very straight. On the bottom there, along the bottom there, and then we're just going to cover this whole bit in glue. Like so. I'm going to take my sheet, and I'm literally just doing the whole thing on the sheet. Make sure that's all down. Put the lid on there. Straight enough by the looks of it. Found my big scissors, and we are going to trim You may hear the cat snoring. She snores quite a bit. And then I'm just going to go up here to release that. Oh, that wasn't very good. I may need more smaller scissors for that. It's a bit better. I'm just making sure that I'm trimming anywhere where I haven't got as close as I should. And a bit there. There, I think we're done. And then I'm going to take my scissors, because I still can't find the bone folder, and I'm just going to reinforce those. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to reinforce that down there. And then what you have is you can literally have that open in the middle of your journal and not sew it up, but have the pockets and have this as a page. So I'm going to glue these little pockets up. Side, that side. Some squidging out there. Gosh, fingers are dirty and covered in glue. And then I'm going to do the same for this side. Fold that up. Hold that down for a second, let it grab. And then I'm going to take my corner rounder and I'm going to round these corners at the top like that. And then we have a pocket here and a pocket here, and you can just sew this in and leave that open and have that as a page and decorate it as you want. So that's another version of that. And then the final version, so we've got this one where we can just clip it in with a paper clip. I was going to say safety pin. We have this one where we can just sew it in and have it as a page. We've got this one, which I haven't decorated yet, obviously, where we're going to sew it in and then glue it up, top and bottom. And it's going to be a page on its own. And then there's another version that I thought of, which is pretty much using this one. And I thought what you could do is you could use it as a little sort of flip. And so you could then glue some book paper to the sides, leave enough. Obviously I've folded mine and left about that much to hook over, so that's open, and you'd glue that bit to your book. You didn't have to do the pocket, you could just start from here if you wanted to. And then this bit is a flap, and so it acts like a hinge. So then that would flip like that as a page in your book. And that is the 4 ways that you can use this pocket. So you would just stick a bit of whatever you wanted. I've got book page, you could use scrapbook paper. I would washi tape, and when the time comes, I'm just thinking if you wanted to make them in advance, you could use a bit of paper, stick it on, create this hinge, and then you would have an automatic hinge straight away for your book. But if you've got washi tape, you can use washi tape, but obviously you wouldn't want to put washi tape on in advance. You'd want to do it when you was about to stick it into your journal. So that is literally the 4 ways of this one style of pocket that you can use. And I've used up 3 different papers from pads that I've had for years and I haven't used because I didn't like them. But there's always usually one side that you like, and if you don't like the other side, then it's easy to use up no matter what. And I think this paper with this music sheet is absolutely lovely. I just love that. So those are the 3 ways, and keep hold of all the scraps because we will be using these in another project. So keep hold of those. You can make as many of these ones, and look how the different sizes are, and there was no measuring, so whatever size of paper you have, you can use it to do this. It makes no difference whatsoever. So grab any bits of paper that you've got, and you can make them as big or small as you want to, and you know you're likely going to make a journal that one size that you've made will fit. So just get your papers out that you've really fallen out of love with, and let's make some of these pockets. So that's the end of it today. What I'm planning on, like I said, is doing a series of making different things for your journals, and then we'll have a decorating one as well. So once we've made everything, then we'll go through and we'll have videos on decorating them up and what else we can do with them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, leave a comment. I would really love to hear from you, find out a bit about you, where you're from and everything else, and we'll see what we can make together over these next few weeks, and use up scraps. Or if you have a limited budget and you've only got one paper pad or something, you think, oh, I don't know what to make with it, I'm not keen on some of it, then hopefully we can find something that you can make with it. So take care guys, have a really good week, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.